I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Good.
Well, thanks for taking the time today to meet with me. I wanted to start by being really clear about the purpose of this conversation. This is purely a development conversation. It's not a performance discussion. Um, your performance as an area general manager is really strong and in many areas exceeds expectations. So today is just about supporting your continued growth, refining a little bit how you operate at scale. It's not anything to do with fixing performance issues. It's purely my intention to build your individual learning and development plan together, so that it can be practical, meaningful, and genuinely supportive of your goals and the organisation's needs.
Awesome. Okay, yeah, thanks for the feedback, firstly. And yeah, thanks for kind of giving me a really good, clear plan of what we're going to do today. That's great.
No worries. Okay, so um, I'd like to begin by reflecting back what you shared in your self-assessment, just to make sure that I've understood it correctly. So, a few things that you've identified as some strengths were operational leadership across multiple sites, clear, direct communication, consistent focus on compliance, governance, and standards, and the way you empathize and support your general managers. These strengths are really evident in your day to day work, and they have a positive impact on performance, consistency, and stability across your area. Um, you've also identified a few things that you see as areas for improvement and further development. So, those included taking more time to plan and reflect before executing decisions, further refining active listening to ensure diverse perspectives are considered, and being a little more agile when plans or priorities shift. Um, Before we go any further, does that still feel like an accurate reflection of where you see development needs at this time?
Yeah, for sure. I think that accurately reflects the kind of focus areas that I need to work on. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, great. Um, I'd really like to hear more of your perspective first. Um, which of those development areas do you feel would have the greatest impact for you right now, either in terms of your effectiveness as an area general manager or in setting you up for long-term growth?
I think it's really that balance between kind of planning and execution, just, slowing down. We work in such a fast-paced environment, but just kind of slowing down to give myself time to think things through, take in input from others, and then we work on execution.
Yep. Okay. So based on what you shared in your self-assessment and throughout our discussions, I looked at a number of possible competency standards that could support that development. The one that aligns most strongly with your role is lead strategic planning processes for an organization. Um, some of the competency focuses from that include analysing the organisational environment, engaging stakeholders in planning, evaluating options and risks, and monitoring performance against strategic objectives. So when I mapped that against your responsibilities across multiple sites and the development areas you've also identified, it stood out as the most relevant and likely most practical option. Um, Before we lock anything in, though, I want to check, does that focus resonate with how you see your development?
Yeah, I think so. I think it aligns quite well with, kind of the strategic aspects of my role. So yeah, I think that sounds great.
Okay, great. The aim of the plan isn't to slow you down or add complexity. I want to be really clear about that. It's about giving you a structured framework to support more deliberate planning, reflective decision making, and stronger engagement with your GMs, um, while still maintaining agility. Um, Our performance goals here are to help you lead more proactive, forward-looking area planning, build in time for reflection before execution, strengthen engagement through active listening, and respond effectively to changing priorities without losing clarity or consistency. Do those goals feel practical and relevant to how you operate in the day-to-day?
Yeah, I think that feels quite, realistic and aligned with, what I want to improve. Yep.
Okay. I also want to be really clear about the level of support around this. You definitely won't be doing this in isolation. The learning approach we've designed is deliberately blended and includes facilitator-led leadership workshop focused on strategic planning and reflective leadership, targeted online learning modules aligned to the competency, on-the-job application through real area planning activities, and coaching and reflection discussions to support application. The intention is that this learning fits into your role, not an added aspect on top of it. How does that learning approach sound to you?
Yeah, that suits me really well. I always enjoy and prefer to learn like with things that are directly connected to my work. So that sounds like a great idea.
Okay, excellent. Another key part of the plan is applying what you learn in real day-to-day situations. Things like structuring area planning sessions differently, reviewing major decisions reflectively, and creating more space for the general managers to have their own input as well. From your perspective, what would help make this learning both effective and manageable given your current workload?
I think having the opportunity to reflect on kind of real life decisions, planning discussions, rather than kind of abstract kind of scenario based examples, that would probably be the most useful for me.
Okay, well, that sounds great to me because I think that aligns perfectly with how the plan is structured. Moving forward from this point on, the plan, our intention is for the plan to begin today and run through to a review point again on the 23rd of March or thereabouts. All activities are designed to be integrated into your existing responsibilities. And we also recognise that operational priorities fluctuate. If we hit peak periods, we can slow the learning down, but also try not to stop it altogether. The focus is sustainable development, not pressure. Do you feel comfortable with the proposed timeframe and flexibility?
Yeah, absolutely. I think and the flexibility particularly sounds great.
Okay, so just to confirm, we've talked about the competency focus, development goals, the learning activities and delivery method, and the proposed time frame. Would you say that you're comfortable with all of those that we've discussed today?
Yeah, I'm happy with the plan. I'm super keen to move forward and get started. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Well, thanks again for your time, Prakash. I really appreciate the openness and thought that you've brought to this conversation. This plan has been shaped directly by your self-assessment and your goals, and my role is to continue supporting you, assist with removing any barriers and making sure the development adds real value to how you lead across the area. What I'll do now is I'll go away and I'll finalise the plan today and confirm it with our state general manager, Sam, and we'll move into implementation and we'll formally review progress again in March and adjust anything if we need at all.
Great. Thanks so much. Sounds great. I appreciate the support.
Awesome. Thanks. Bye, Prakash.
See you later.
Bye.